We're back with another video.
Okay, we are back with another video today.
Yeah, I just said
and, it was requested, I don't know where, but it was requested, and we are doing tips for Pitt, because Taylor's tour is coming up, so, yeah.
I know lots of people got Pitt, so we're just giving our 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I think we've had Pitt like 3 times for a Taylor concert, and like a couple other
random people. Yeah.
So this is just like what we've learned through our experiences, and if you're like first time with Pitt or whatever,
we're gonna help you out, or try to help.
Yeah. So let's get started.
Okay, so to start off with Pitt, we're not going this tour, but we've been on Speak Now,
Twice.
Speak Now twice,
in a stadium, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And Speak Now like in an arena.
And then Pitt and the arena for the Red Tour. So, to start off with, Pitt is extremely unpredictable, and
every time is different.
Yeah, and the people running it or working it at the arena 99.9% of the time have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, or what's going on, so.
Or what line is what. So, yeah, we're just throwing that out there right now, but
because each Pitt experience we have is completely different, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely unpredictable.
So that's just kind of like a pre-tip, I guess, but yeah. I guess as we explain this, we'll go more in depth with that. But I guess for tip number 1, we would say to get there early, because obviously Pitt is the only part in the arena that's, like, not your designated seats. Mm-hmm. So you don't know where you're gonna sit.
So it's good to get there early to, like, check out on the lines.
Yeah.
Like, get a good spot in line.
Yeah.
Like, the last time, this is just an example. It hasn't happened like this every time, but, like, last time we had Pitt for Taylor some red, and we got to the arena about, like, 10:30-ish. And
really?
They didn't,
Oh.
And they didn't let us in until, like, 5 o'clock at night.
But, okay.
But we were, like, one of the first people in line.
Yeah, so I would say that get there around early afternoon, whatever. And normally, okay, I've never been to a Pitt. We've done Pitt, like, for other artists, too, where they have a designated, this is the Pitt line, stand here, and if you're the first one here, you're going to be the first one to get in, because that's normally not true.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Yeah, so normally what we do is we wait by the box office, or where the main entrance to the
ticket line,
the arena is, and for ours it's just up a flight of stairs, and we just wait at the top of the stairs. And so normally we're lucky enough that our mom normally waits there a lot of the time, and
we check everything else out.
Yeah, so we go, and like we've met like other people, or we like go meet the band and stuff. So that is always a tip
when getting there early. Check the place. A tip for the tip. Check the place out. Maybe ask some workers, like, if they know anything.
Yeah.
Usually they don't, but it's always good to ask. Ask other people around if they know where the pit line is.
I think a lot of other times, too, if you get there early afternoon and you ask someone, they'll say, like, oh, let me ask or check. And they're, like, normally the morning workers. But by the time it gets time to go into the arena, there's a whole different set of workers there.
Yeah.
And so normally
they know what's going on.
That information isn't true, what you were first told, so you kind of have to be asking around a lot. But
ask different people.
Yeah. Like, oh, is the pit line here? Is the pit line there? Kind of check, like, I would check around the arena a couple times to make sure people aren't lining up somewhere else. Okay, so our second tip is have a plan about Pitt before you go. This makes us sound so serious about it, but it really does help.
Plan ahead, just, like, know with your group, just, like, talk about maybe, like, oh, we want to get on the catwalk, we want to get over here, we want to get over here. Just, like, know when you're going in, where you want to go, so when you're running in and losing each other, you know that, like, where you want to go.
And where to meet up, and what a good spot is. And so I guess when you are released into the area, also a lot of times people like hold their space out like this.
Yeah, so, and as the night goes on, you're gonna get like less and less space.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Take up as much space as possible.
Like, try to get it as, because like a ton of the time, like, when we would start off, we have like this much elbow space, but literally by the end of the night, you're like this because you're so squished in.
Yeah, everybody like squishes in on you, especially by the like main act. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say try to claim your space.
Yeah.
So you're not squished from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Tip number 3
would be take care of like your food in your bathroom way before. It's probably good that you're like to eat food, drink water like while you're waiting in line or before, because you don't want to feel gross and sick and pit. So, eat...
And, like, you can't stand up.
Yeah, eat food, drink water before, but you want to do it, like, a good amount of time before you go in, because once you get in pit, you're not
getting
gonna
out.
want to leave.
Yeah.
So make sure, like, you've gone to the bathroom and you've gotten, like, your drinks or whatever you need, to be able to stand for 5 hours straight.
I'd also recommend bringing water down to, unless you, like, okay, there's a good and bad to that. Obviously, you might have to pee, but it's also good because once you, like, there's no way to get food when you're down there.
Yeah.
So if you're thirsty, you're going to be thirsty the rest of the night, so. But I will say...
I've never been thirsty. I've never had to pee down there.
I will say, I think that, like, the excitement takes over, so
yeah.
I've never, like, noticed that I was hungry or I was thirsty. And
yeah.
A lot of the times we're standing there and we get so tired.
Yeah.
But, like, as soon as Taylor's on, I don't even feel like I'm tired. But, like, as soon as she's off, then I get tired again. So, yeah,
so
that's another tip.
You're probably not going to notice, like, in the moment, but just leading up to it.
Waiting is the worst part.
Yeah, just... And then our next tip is going along with the last thing. You also want to bring good shoes and clothes, too, maybe, to wear in pit. I mean, I know for me, I really like style over comfort, but, like, for pit, when you're standing for 5 hours plus, you want to have, like, pretty good shoes to wear.
I mean, and if you're also someone like us who went to the arena early and then walked around for 5 hours before that, and then you go down there and stand in one position, then...
On concrete,
yeah, it gets a little bad. So, that's probably a good idea to bring some good, comfortable shoes. Also... Okay, this is only a tip for shorter people, but if you wear, like, flat shoes, like, just for example, like Tom's, they have, like, no height on them. If you would to wear higher tennis shoes, you can, it's just higher you get to the stage, because a lot of the time the stages...
It depends. Like, I know, like, in the stadium, the stage was way higher than, like, in the arena.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know.
And so it just makes it easier to get... your hand on the stage or to touch Taylor or whatever.
Another tip is to bring as little as possible into pit, and then of what you do have, like, put it all in a bag.
Keep it organized.
Yeah, keep it organized, know where everything is. Put it, like, if you're, like, against a barricade, sometimes you can, like, slip it under the barricade, like, in between the stage and the barricade and you. But other than that, there's, like, no room to have, like, put things on the, like, floor next to you, really. So, yeah, just put everything in a bag and keep it organized, I would say.
Okay, I think this is tip number 5, I think.
I don't know right now.
The next one is kind of make friends alliances / kind of.
Yeah.
This happens a lot, and it's not like you do it intentionally, but, like, we just get talking to people that we're sitting next to in, line or whatever when you're waiting to go in, and a lot of times it's good, because... Normally you're a smaller group, so there's 3 of you. And, like, if you make friends with the people next to you, they might be like, okay, we'll agree to save your spot or whatever if you actually need to leave. Or if someone tries to push their way forward, we'll make sure they, like, don't attack you or
like,
whatever.
you have each other's back in the pit. Which sounds kind of bad. But, like, I mean, every pit is different in every city and every artist.
There's... Okay.
I mean, you're going to be standing in close quarters in line with these people for 5 to 10 hours, so you probably maybe want to talk to them.
And don't want to get on their bad side.
Yeah.
But there's always there's someone who, like, shows up in the pit, like, when everyone else shows up to the concert, and they, like, get down in the pit, and then they, like, get really rude with you, and they push yourself forward, and so you just have to be really assertive down there and try not to lose your spot, because obviously you've been there for a long time. And you don't want those annoying people to come.
Yeah. By the end of the night, everybody who's been there for a long time is kind of a little bit irritable with everybody else around them, I would say, so.
You kind of lose sight of, like, why you're actually there.
So, like, there's every time it happens. There's gonna be people who somehow come out of nowhere. They push themselves to the front and like do something to make everybody else mad. I can remember like every time we've been in pit.
I know. I can like just imagine like 10 different people.
Or there's people who are gonna get right on your back or try to push you like over this way. Yeah, just hold your ground. Try not to get too upset with everybody. I know.
Try to remember you're there to see the coolest person in the world.
Yeah. And I mean, with Swifties, it's usually
it's
not too bad, but there's like people who aren't Swifties who go in there, and those are the people who are bad, I would say.
Yeah, I don't want to like stereotype or whatever, but it's normally like the older college girls or like older than that. Like ladies in their 20s-ish who like just kind of get in there, they might get drunk or something, and then they just kind of push themselves up there, and so just hold your ground. Yeah. But I will say that's not everybody, because some of those girls are very helpful.
Yeah, a lot of people are really nice, but there's some people who are like crazy.
Okay, tip number 6, I think.
Something.
Be prepared to get your cardio going, because we're gonna talk about it later, but there's been many occasions actually where you have to make a beeline to the stage because...
Or a beeline to the other side of the arena, because apparently the line is moved over there,
Oh yeah, true. Okay.
I can think of like 3 times.
Basically almost a lot of the times we've had to run, so the security guards are gonna be yelling at you. They've yelled at us every single time to like, don't run, and we tried to like...
Everybody does it.
And so you don't want to be standing at the front of the line and then having all the people behind you running in front of you, so you end up at the back of the line by the time you get to the stage.
So just, I mean, we're not going to encourage running, but just be prepared if you want to.
And be aware of your, like, surroundings, like, know what other people are doing, and know
where you're going. That's why it's good to be, like, organized with your friends and have a plan. Know where you're going. Yeah. Know what you're doing.
And so that that doesn't happen to you.
Yeah.
Basically.
Or Austin.
Okay, so I guess going along with the be aware of your surroundings thing, during the concert, like, a lot of things are going on. A lot of time, every time they're throwing picks, and they always land in the pit.
Yeah, so...
And so those are really small, so either, like, try to catch it, or a lot of times people miss them, and so kind of look on the ground every once in a while, and you might see one down there.
Always stick your hand up there, like, on the stage. Taylor might touch it. Like, they give out set lists sometimes. Not Taylor necessarily, but, like,
Hunter Hayes is an example.
Give out set lists.
Well, obviously, we don't know what Taylor's going to do this time, but, like, last time she gave her hat to the people in the front row, so you just, I don't know, you just...
And Speak Now, she went down in the Speak Now tour, she went into the pit.
So, I guess it depends how, like, what you want your pit experience to be like, but if that's something you are interested in, then know where you should possibly be standing. And then the other thing is, a lot of times...
Turn around every once in a while.
Yeah, turn around. Look around the pit, because a lot of times, so many times, dancers go down there, and
we've seen Austin in the pit.
Oh, yeah, we did see him. Yeah. A lot of times, too, in the opening set, the band goes down there, too. Like, when they're obviously not playing, and so you can always turn around and kind of see them in there.
Vice versa during, like, Taylor's set, like, other people's band go down there, so, yeah, just, like, turn around every once in a while and be aware of your surroundings.
This has never happened to us, because we don't live anywhere where famous people live, but also, I would say look around if you're in, like, Los Angeles, New York, whatever, because I think a lot of times celebrities kind of get their way, like, can get in the pit.
Or, like, this isn't pit, but, like, in B-Stage sound booth.
So I would say look around in there, too, and see, because you never know who you'll see.
Yeah. Okay, so... That is all we have for tips. But overall, be prepared, I would say.
Get there early to make sure you get a good spot in the pit.
And just remember why you're there.
Have a good time.
Yeah, have a good time.
It seems like a lot of planning for a concert, but it ends up being worth it after you can get to the front and, like, touch Taylor or whatever. Like, that's really freaking awesome.
You have the best seat in the house.
Yeah, like, it feels like great, amazing, like, in the moment, so just enjoy that.
Yeah.
You can get lots of good pictures, too, so.
Yeah. Alright, now for our couple of experiences.
And hopefully this kind of helps you guys, and you can learn from them.
Yeah. Okay. So, the first pit experience we have was from the Speak Now World Tour in Omaha. And isn't like really like our other pit experiences. We didn't go down there till like a couple seconds before Taylor went on.
I think we talk about that in our unique experience.
Yeah. It was really cool, actually. Like,
yeah.
It was so chill. Like, we just stood in the back and, like, watched because everybody else was already in there. And we, like, weren't, like, right up next to everybody.
Yeah,
but, yeah, so that was, I don't know, I really like that because it was, like, the pit was really small to begin with anyways.
And the stage was so low.
Yeah.
They, like, raised it now, so you can't, like, jump on it, but...
But we also saw Austin in that pit. Like, we said, he was taking pictures, and we said hi to him there, and Claire, like, came right next to us to go on there for Love Story.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
like, she was hiding in the pit for Love Story.
She was, like, bent, she was just, like, standing there bent over in her tutu.
Yeah.
Waiting to, like, walk up onto the stage.
Taylor
walked through
it.
When she walks around the arena, she walked right back through it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, that was, I don't know, that was just a really, really fun pit.
Okay, so the next concert we went to was Speak Now in the stadium. We'd never been to a stadium tour or concert for Taylor in the first place. So when we got there, I don't know where we got the idea that the pit was being held or, like, taken at a certain gate.
Yeah.
Like what we said before, like, workers just tell you something and they, like, just try to get you out of their hair. It's, like, 10 in the morning. They think you're crazy for being there anyways. And so, like, there was a pretty good line of people standing where we were. And we had been standing there for, like, a couple hours. And I think eventually we heard that the pit was on the other side of the arena, like, letting people in over there. And so
everyone in our line, basically.
We just, like, ran. And we left my mom way behind. She had to walk all the way over there. But we ran so fast because we thought we were in line where we were supposed to be, but it was really, like, the floor line or something. And so we had to run all the way to the other side and then get in line there. It ended up fine. Like, the pit...
It was so big.
The pit in a stadium is huge, and so it didn't really matter that much. And
But that's, like, a good example of why you need to, like, ask multiple people.
And, like keep walking around, making sure, like, there's not other lines being formed, and if you see another line, ask what they're waiting for, and stuff like that. So, yeah,
that's one lesson you guys should learn from this.
Yeah. So, we finally got to our line, and this was actually...
It was the best pit,
Besides that part, like, the organization of it and the fairness of it was, like, the best we've ever done, because they let pit in early, so they took our tickets, they made us get in a single file line, and, they escorted us down to the pit in our single file line.
Walk.
So the first person in line was the first person to get in, and so it was like a line like at school or whatever. It was a huge line, but there was no way people could run past each other, and I've never seen it done like that anywhere else, so the chances of that happening are pretty slim. I wish they did it like that everywhere, but...
Yeah, it was so nice.
So they let us in early for that one, which they don't always let you do for other places, but...
Yeah, so then, like, we ended up getting on the catwalk, it was fine. But the only bad part, like, the stage was, like, really tall, so I don't know if it's like that for all stadium shows, because we haven't been to a pit stadium show. And then also, the pit was, noticeably larger than the arena pit, which, I don't know, is good and bad. So just be aware of that, maybe, if you have stadium pits.
Not saying it's a bad thing, just saying it's bigger. No, yeah.
Okay, so then our next experience comes from the Red Tour, and this pit was, I don't know if it was, like, better or worse, it was just, like, a different experience again. We got there at, like, 10:30, like I said before, and my mom just, like, went inside the box office and, like, started waiting with, there was, like, a few other girls there.
We made friends with a lot of them there. Doors opened, I want to say, like, 6 or 6:30.
Yeah.
And so, by the time it got to, like, 5 or 5:30, obviously there was people lined up behind us. And so they took us and they let us move a little farther into the concourse.
They basically just, like, scanned our tickets.
Yeah, and they just, like, took us in. But we weren't, like, we were still in the concourse.
Mm-hmm.
And they put up these barriers, like, in front of us, and it was so scary. Do you have the picture?
Scariest moment in my life.
I can explain.
I'll try to find it, yeah.
Okay, so it was us, me and Taylor and our friend, and then we met up with, like, our friend Caitlin, and then
some other people.
And so, and then some other college people some girls, and we were all like, okay, we're gonna like stand here. We had been here. We
had all been there together, yeah.
Standing in the front. We were in the front, so we all held hands because people were just like pushing on us. It was crazy, and there's like so many people behind us, also in pit. There's people next to us like trying to sneak around the barrier. And so we all held hands.
Everybody was talking about how they're gonna run.
Yeah.
It was so scary.
Even though the security guards were like, guys, don't run. And so our mom and Caitlin's mom didn't have pit tickets. And so they were like, we're just going to stand here, let you guys go. People will have to run around us, but whatever.
I'll insert the picture of us almost getting run over.
I want to see it now.
I know, but it's not. I'll show you now, but I'll insert the picture.
Here. Scary, right?
Yeah.
And so when they let the barriers go, they're like, everyone walk, everyone walk. Everyone takes off running, and so there's like a stampede behind us. So we were all holding our hands and like, okay, guys, don't walk. I mean, don't run. Everyone was sprinting, and so I'm not going to stand there and walk when everyone else is sprinting.
And when we had been there, like, we were one of the first people in line that day.
And so we had to run down all those stairs, people like running around you, trying to get by you. And then you run down to the start of the pit. And there was like 1 or 2 guys. And so what they have to do is they individually look at your ticket, they mark you off, and then they take the thing and wrap it around you, which takes a little extra time. But this time, these people were being extremely slow on purpose.
So then, like, you have people, like, passing you, like, going in there, and
Taylor, I think, was the first one, and so she just kind of stood, and we got where we wanted, right in the middle of the catwalk. But
yeah. And then, like, during the concert, we had been standing outside by the buses all day. Anyways, like, we'd gotten, like, sunburnt. All we had was, like, Jimmy John's that day.
We were double fisting Sprites to, like, get us going, and...
So then, like, during the pit, that was a little rough. Well, it wasn't rough. It was just, like, our feet started to hurt really bad, because...
I think the other thing we never said was the barriers. We're like, wow, we're fairly close. They, like, never don't put barriers by the stage anymore. They always do. And so you'll be like, wow, you're pretty close to the barriers. And as the concert goes on, before Taylor comes on, the security guards come out and they say, everyone back up, and they shove the barriers back. And so... But before
I feel like that doesn't really work because, like, I feel like at the end...
It all gets pushed. I think that's why they do it, because they know people are just going to keep pushing it. You get closer as the concert goes on because of how many people are pushing on it, obviously, but... Okay,
so then, like, the concert went on, it was fine, and then, like, this is, like, what we talk about, how everybody, like, starts kind of pushing in on you, especially if you're in the front. It was me, Megan, and our friend, and then, like, these girls came right up behind us.
Wait. Oh, this isn't amazing.
Yeah, for no reason, and, like, it was in between Ed and Taylor, and they were still, like, on top of our back, so that...
There's nobody behind them.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying, but once Taylor came on, we kind of forgot about everything. And we got I have some really cool videos and pictures that I'll upload here from Pitt. Aren't they cool?
Right.
So, yeah. Okay, and here's a little, like, bonus pit story that Megan wants me to tell. We went to a Hunter Hayes concert not too long ago, and we love him, and we've seen him a couple times, and we had pit, we were right in the middle, so, like, everything was going good, and I must have been in between the opening act and him, but I don't remember. But if people aren't treating you the way you want to be treated, you don't have to take it. And I mean, it's funny because, like, I'm kind of the person who, like, wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, you should have seen my face after she said that. Taylor just said that. What's wrong with you?
But there was, like, people, like, on top of us, and somebody just, like, kept, like, sticking, they have, like, this was Hunter Hayes, so everybody wears their cowboy boots, and somebody just, like, kept sticking their boot, like, in between my feet, and, like, hitting it back and forth, and I, like, let it go on for, like, 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, like, it may be an accident, like, they might move it once they realize, you know, that they're hitting a person, and I don't know how you wouldn't realize it since there's, like, people everywhere. So after like 5 minutes of her just hitting her boot against my leg, I like turned around. I don't even know who it was. I turned around.
We never even knew what was going on. Taylor never said anything about it or anything.
So like I turned around and there was like 3 girls in my view, all looking at me, and I didn't know who did it, but I just turned around and started screaming. I wasn't screaming at them, but I was like, "Can you guys stop kicking me?" And I was so mad, and then, I don't know.
No, you said, "Can you stop kicking me?" And the girl was like, "I'm not kicking you." And
I think she obviously wasn't the person kicking me. And I was like, well, somebody is. And then they stopped and they all backed up. So, I mean, it was fine.
I think this is a good example of age. Obviously, I think older. They were like college.
They were older girls again, too, yeah.
So I think that they think that they can take advantage of you or whatever, so don't let that happen.
And you know what? You've been standing in pit line for 5 hours, and you still have 5 more hours, so don't, yeah.
And you deserve to have a good time.
Yeah,
you paid for the ticket. It shouldn't be as serious as it gets, but...
I know, we make it sound really scary, but, I mean... It's not that scary.
We've done it many times, so obviously we enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to sound like bad things. We're just pointing them out so you're aware of them.
Yeah, what to do.
Hopefully no one thinks we're... What'd that video say? Ungrateful. I don't know where that came from.
Somebody commented on our...
We're very grateful.
Swiftmas haul.
So sorry for everything we did.
Yeah. We'll just stop making videos.
Goodbye. You're messing up my hair.
Okay, so that's the end of our, like, story and tips portion, but we just wanted to add this little thing in, because, you know, we always add, like, announcements at the end.
Yeah, we have 2 announcements. The first announcement is, we mentioned in our last video or 2 that we were thinking of starting a Snapchat story. A Snapchat account. We did!
So if you missed it in our last video, we have a Snapchat, and it's the same as this account. It's just Twin Swifties. It's in the thing below, but, like, Twin Swifties. One word.
We added all of you and whoever already added us already.
Yeah.
And we put out Snap stories, and we'll talk to you guys sometime.
Yeah, like, we'll send out snaps. Like, if you are friends with us, we'll send out snaps saying, like, what do you guys want for a video, so... We'll post, like, when we're making videos or just stuff we're doing throughout the day that you won't see in vlogs or whatever else, or on Twitter or anything. So
the dos anuncio is I don't know how you phrase this. We're thinking of doing a vlog next week. At the end of the week.
I think it'll be a pretty cool one. Yeah.
We're not going to tell you what we're doing.
Yeah, because I don't want to promise it and not do it.
I also don't want anyone to follow us there and stalk us. But
yeah. But it's a pretty good chance that we'll do it.
Yeah.
And it'll be really cool. So, hopefully, yeah.
We're trying to think it all through and get the logistics. But
hopefully, yeah, you guys want our special vlog thing.
Our special.
But yeah, we're just going to end the video because this is probably like 1 million hours long by now.
And you probably got your share of us for the rest of 2015.
Yeah. They really don't want to add us on Snapchat now. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful.
Add us on Snapchat. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye!